What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have a really impressive news. First of all, I will show you that potentially we will be able to ask some tricky questions to Representative Ralph Norman within just a couple of days. And these questions will be asked by the person who might also be a congressman. On top of that, I will show you quite interesting update in regards to the position of one of the broker-dealers who allegedly admitted that this broker-dealer wanted to buy back shares from one of MMTLP community member. On top of that, guys, I will show you some details about the misinformation that we have basically inside the MMTLP community and how we can fight and how we can handle this problem basically. On top of that, guys, I will show you the most recent updates directly related to our active lawsuits. And before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, let me remind you that July 31st is the last day when you can join my Patreon for lower prices. I will remove on July 31st General Supporter tier and Discord Access tier for $5 and $35 respectively. And you will be able to join my Patreon only for $50 and above. And guys, let me show you a sneak peek what you will have for this money. So this is just 1 day of my communications with my patrons. You can see that when the trading session began, I made this call to short WDC, and TTMI. And guys, since then this asset lost from 5 to 11% of their value. On top of that, guys, you can see that here is my personal opinion that was closed for 2.8% of profit. And then I added another call to action to short NEO. You can see that I made a direct call to action when my patrons should short the stock if they want to, and here you can see the exact point when it happened, and it was just a very short term trade for about 1.5% of profit. On top of that, guys, for the people who don't like to short, here's the call for swing trade long position. And guys, since I made this call, this asset went up by more than 1.2%. And it is not the only one. Here you can see that I made another call on June the 20th, and it was a long position on McDonald's, so with the entry level from 288 to 280. And guys, since then McDonald's went up by I believe 5 or 6%. And this is what you will have for your $35 if you join my Patreon before July 31st. And guys, I have a 7 days money back guarantee. If you don't like anything in this subscription, you can leave my Patreon and I will pay you back all of your money. So guys, and let's begin today's video with this tweet that was written by Thomas D. Murphy, US Senate candidate. And I remember this person. He already mentioned several times about the MMTLP saga, and for now he made it one more time. Let me show you this tweet. To the MMTLP community, what questions would you like to have asked? I will do my best to bring attention to these issues and work toward finding some answers. And he added the screenshot of the event reminder, and it says, "You're reminded of tomorrow's event at Congressman Norman's special announcement with doors opening from 2:30 p.m. and the program started at 3:30 p.m. So guys, as you can see, this event will happen basically on July 27th, basically within the next several hours, and because of this Thomas D. Murphy can ask some questions. And guys, what questions he can ask. Due Diligence responded to this tweet, and he added the screenshot of the letter, and I will show you just a couple of details about these questions. He wrote, "I would say start with these three. Thanks very much." And let me show you these questions in detail. So this is the letter that was written on May the 5th of this year. Unfortunately, I don't know who was this member of Congress who signed and who wrote this letter, but here is the questions itself. Who commenced the trading of MMTLP? Where is the share audit? And was there illegal short selling or manipulation? And guys, these three questions are just the beginning of the questions that should be asked to different authorities and to people who might have a power to solve this problem. And definitely it is very good news that we have Thomas D. Murphy on our side, and who potentially can ask these questions. So time will tell what will be the answer from Ralph Norman. Let's switch to another news. And you know that Rob Carter is still pushing our case forward. And just recently he reposted the tweet that I covered yesterday. And this tweet was written by Scott Trott. And he wrote this tweet also in response to Rob Carter's conversation. And he wrote, "Go read my court cases. The market makers were GTS and Concord, asked and answered. There is no audited share count. You have blue sheets and the cat trail. Again, go read Trott versus Atkins and the SEC and DOJ refusing to release. Congress isn't going to help. Go read the SEC FOIA affidavit in the Atkins case regarding Congressman Fitzpatrick. It's by their FOIA boss. Congress will do nothing." And guys, I have to admit that in this case, Rob Carter asked a very legitimate question. He mentioned about Scott Trott's tweet, and he wrote, "Scott has named the market makers below. Junk Savvy, Busy Brands, and Meta Man 111. Where is he wrong?" And for now, as you can see, there is no answers to this tweet. And to be honest, guys, it is very difficult to argue with this statement of Scott Trott because it is 100% legitimate information. On top of that, I have to admit that, we have a very interesting conversation between Rob Carter and Jeff Davis, and for some reasons Rob Carter is trying to blame authorities only. Let me show you this tweet. Wait a second, he wrote this 15 hours ago. "Because I don't trust the regulators, the shorts, the media, or congressional oversight. Yes, see, there is a pattern of corruption that is recognizable in this story that I've been exposing in other aspects of government corruption. That's why." And guys, I have to admit that we know that the problem of MMTLP story is extremely complicated. And we have several, let's say, several sides in this conflict. And potentially one of these sides is the people or entities who might work for the MMTLP, basically for metamaterials. And you know that some people don't want to admit that the problem is much deeper. And unfortunately, Rob Carter potentially is one of them, because he wants to see, and he is covering only the entities and basically authorities who can definitely play a huge role in this case. But it is not the 100% of the story. The entire story is much more complicated, and a lot of people know about this. On top of that, I want to pay attention to just one tweet. So Jeff Davis, in response to Rob Carter, and Rob Carter wrote this, that nobody is talking about McCabe. It's a red herring in this story. But Jeff Davis wrote, "McCabe can get the share count tomorrow, dump. And yes, McCabe, as the CEO and the chairman of NextBridge Hydrocarbons, can officially ask for this information, and authorities have to answer this question. Unfortunately, he doesn't Well, he didn't do this to this moment, and basically I have to say that Scott Roth is trying to to force Greg McCabe to act, to be more active in this case. And Scott responded to this tweet, correct, but the paid court jesters don't want to hear that. McCabe has what? 35 shell companies using largely the same addresses, same people on the SEC filings. No, nothing to see that 90% of the staff cut themselves big checks and split town shortly after the merger. And of course, the Missouri AG could issue subpoenas for any numbers he wants, but Christian Burda and McCabe are toxic politically, and there is no stomach to play that game. So guys, definitely the narrative and the tone of Scott Roth's tweets are not, I would say, not so pleasant for some people, but to be honest, he asks very legitimate questions, and he's trying to dig deeper inside this entire story and to find the truth, and potentially for some people this truth might be unacceptable, and we can see it right now. And a lot of people from MMTLP community is trying to argue to the statements that were made by artificial intelligence, and we have this type of people from both sides. And let me show you quite interesting question that was asked by Roman Sux. He wrote, "Hey Grok, who are the top 10 spreaders of misinformation and lies about MMTLP?" And here is the answer of artificial intelligence. Based on FINRA and SEC data, Forbes and Wall Street Journal reports, and X analysis, top 10 spreaders of unsubstantiated MMTLP claims, for example, massive naked shorts, vast conspiracies, include 1. John Burda, hype promotion; 2. Rare DD, videos alleging official lies; 3. The Rob Carter, podcasts pushing fraud; 4. Junk saving, spaces amplifying theories; 5. Bird Lady Roll Pigeons, asset myths; 6. Busy brands, conspiracy advocacy; 7. Polycaros, SEC charged claims; 8. Johnny Tobacco, shorting scams narrative; 9. Metaman 111, regular critiques; 10. Champion NBH, counterfeit allegations. Data shows low shorts, no proven fraud. Well, guys, I don't have any comments on this, but you can see that, this list might also be not so pleasant for some community members, but we have this information, and, if you rely on the answers of artificial intelligence from one side of the community, you have to accept the other side of these answers. And let me show you the next part of today's video. You know that CPO is trying to help MMTLP community, and he filed a lawsuit, the most recent lawsuit that he filed basically less than a month ago, on July the 2nd, I believe. And he wrote this tweet that I covered yesterday. "I'm so glad I didn't ask for 2 days of trading in my suit. It could have compromised my entire case. Anyone filing suit against FINRA, especially a due process claim, should be very cautious of asking for that in a resolution, as it provides a whole greasy little snake can squeeze through." And here is one of the most interesting answers that was written by Shabins 15 hours ago, and it says, how can you trade when everything surrounding MMTLP is fraudulent? We have all been harmed. Compensation comes in different forms, and I was informed by my broker that they are willing to buy my shares, but was given a direction not to do anything with regards to MMTLP. And guys, this statement literally blew my mind, because if it happened, it is pure evidence that someone addressed to broker-dealers to basically to wait and not to do anything in this case. And in my opinion, it is some kind of order from authorities. It is just my opinion, but I cannot see anything rather than this sense in this statement. And our general wrote this. Really, did they throw any numbers around per share? And Beans wrote, no, they didn't. I informed them of my price that I'm willing to sell, and they had no problem at all. But they can't at the moment. So guys, another mind-blowing statement that some broker dealers well, they are ready to buy back the MMTLP shares. Definitely, it is very interesting statement that needs to be at least confirmed and that needs to be elaborated. On top of that, CPO wrote, if you have proof of your broker saying this, can you send it to me if you would be so kind? And guys, I 100% support CPO in this statement, because if this information is provided by Beans, in this case, it will be a real bombshell in this case that will definitely destroy the FINRA's immunity, and that will change everything in our case. In my opinion, it is a huge news that potentially might change a lot in MMTLP story. On top of that, guys, here is the reason why CPO is doing this, but why did he file this lawsuit? So, in response to the same tweet that I just covered to you of CPO's statement, due diligence wrote, just end it already, I don't care, settle, fine, hooray, end it. And CPO responded, I do want it to end, but settle? No, I may have settled 2 years ago. Now though, I want an admission of guilt. I want a judicial declaration that the MMTLP trading halt was wrong and that FINRA violated investors' due process. I want someone to be held accountable. Anything less than that is unacceptable. At this point, I want more than just my money. I want justice. And guys, in my opinion, it is very important to see the real intention of CPO to find the truth in this case. And I will support for 100% any type of any actions, any similar actions from CPO or any other person in our TLP community, because my main goal is to find the truth, and I want justice for MMTLP shareholders as well. So let me show you another quite interesting tweet that was written by Junk Savvy. She wrote it in response to Yellen tweet, and again it is the Grok statements that might be a little bit controversial. And Junk Savvy wrote this: OTC markets didn't get a direct heads up from FINRA about the U3 halt. Come on, Grok. That's not what Cromwell Coulson said. When FINRA has done a halt, ourselves and the market makers are very much in the conversation. Roll the tape. And she added the link to the Curtis's tweet, where basically which proves this statement. Well, considering FINRA CEO Robert Cook told Congress is his response to the MMTLP congressional open letter signed by 74 bipartisan representatives that no market participants were provided with advance notice of the trading halt. I can understand why you would be confused, Grok. Again, she added the link to Ralph Norman's official webpage, and she wrote page 9 end of first paragraph. I think Cook forgot about the 8 broker-dealer members of the UPC committee who made the decision to U3 halt trading in MMTLP 2 days before the published and promoted end of trading. They knew too. By the way, they all had liabilities in MMTLP, and people claim I don't bring receipts. Check on them, their receipts. We are not going away, the MMTLP army. And guys, I want to address, I want to say to Junk Savvy that if she has all this evidence, why didn't she file her own lawsuit? Because with these statements, definitely this lawsuit might be very important and potentially very beneficial for MMTLP community. But for some reasons, she doesn't want to do this. And it is I think she has to do it in order to help the MMTLP community. So let me switch to another news. Clint wrote this in response to the tweet that was written by Glass Guy. And yes, Glass Guy wrote several tweets that might be quite controversial in some cases, and Clint made a very good statement in my opinion. I'd really like to know how many shorts carried over from TRCH to MMTLP. Essentially, they just laid crime on top of crime on top of crime. They had ample opportunity to cover those TRCH shares. I think we collectively caught on a little too quickly for their liking. And guys, here is the answer to this tweet that was written by Trader Zero. And you know that this person knows a lot about the market mechanics. And he wrote this: the answer to this question is zero. This is why this narrative doesn't hold up. MMTLP was never a carry-over security. It was a new line of cap table. TRCH to MMAT was just a ticker to SIP change at a one-for-one exchange ratio. No crime, just a poor DD. Here's what actually happened. The TRCH to MMAT merger was structured as a reverse takeover. RTO. TRCH shareholders don't get the new MMAT shares. They retained beneficial ownership at a 25% stake exchange ratio. The ticker changed, the QSIP changed, TRCH shareholders got riled. That's it. Just like MMTLP to NBH, short positions auto-rolled T+2 before the record date. Shorts were never forced to cover before the merger. Burda states in his SEC case filings that any short squeeze would have been killed by the 11th hour dilutive ATM dump they pumped. The play from Burda and team was to outmaneuver shorts by issuing the Series A preferred dividend MMTLP, thinking it would force a synthetic squeeze. But here's the fatal flaw in that logic. Shorts were no longer short TRCH by the time the preferred A existed. They were short MMAT, and when MMTLP was issued, it wasn't even a listed security. So, to answer your question, no TRCH shares were carried over to become MMTLP. MMTLP was a new issuance booked to record holders only. Shorts had to deliver MMAT, not MMTLP. This whole crime on crime narrative, it completely collapses when you actually understand how settlement and corporate actions work, especially in a reverse merger. And guys, definitely, I see that some community members don't know a lot about the market mechanics, and that is why, guys, to be honest, I think first of all we have to know much more about this in order to make our conclusions and in order to push this case forward to the resolution. Otherwise, guys, we will not go anywhere, and we have to be professional in this case as well. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.